there, love?
Welcome back to the Charles Eoghan Experience. Welcome back.
What's it called? Yeah.
What's going on, man?
And then
We're just podcasting
finished training.
again.
Yeah, we're back podcasting. What episode is this?
This is number 20, I believe.
Wow.
We've come a long way.
We should do a giveaway.
We got Mike.
Yeah, we're not giving away anything.
No, go support our wish list, guys.
Just send me money.
Look, we've gone a long way. We've got new microphones, professional camera. It's all part of it, man.
Yeah, it's all coming along now. Real nice.
What's going on? Still working on the same thing, over back passing.
Yeah, over back passing. Trying to do some different back finishing as well. Trying to move away from just face choking.
Triangles,
and try and do triangles, exactly. Yes, I'm still working on that, basically trying to get triangles and just various options off the back, and still enjoying also I'm changing how I do head and arm strangles as well. That'll be
this is freaking me out. Yeah, that should be good.
I think it's all right. It's all right. Let's see. Yeah, it sounded good when we did the sound check. But yeah, basically pinning people down and trying to finish them like without ever letting off pressure, and also starting rounds from standing more as well. Yeah.
Working on the wrestling.
Yeah, working on the wrestling mainly, really. That's the main thing that I'm improving at the moment is wrestling, because it's been too long of just like pulling guard basically, and sometimes it's actually easier to wrestle someone down than to actually try and take them from seated.
Because you get different positions, right? So say like if you get like a double leg takedown, you get like a nice you don't really shoot double legs, but you get like foot sweeps and What are you working more for wrestling actually?
Well, yeah, normally I'll try and go around people, so I either just get to their back from stand up position or get takedowns and put them on their back and then pass from there. Oh yeah, that's like an Asian turn is another one. Yeah, Asian turn is good. Yeah, because you get straight to the back basically, or you get foot sweeps off of it, or like it's just a threat. It just tires them out as well if they defend it properly somehow. But yeah, basically try and get people. I do double legs sometimes, but I'm trying to not do it just like cold, just shooting a double leg or just faking loads of times and then shooting a double leg. Like that's
waste a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's a waste of energy, and it works like on people you're smaller than maybe, but if it's someone your size or just someone who knows how to wrestle, they just like they sprawl, they push your head to the inside,
in a terrible position.
Yeah, not necessarily. Like if you have no follow-ups, you're in a terrible position. That's why people always like, just stop shooting because they keep getting guillotined. But it's like you don't have any exits to any of your wrestling entries, so obviously it's not going to go well.
Right.
Like you have no good way of like what's
countering.
It called? Yeah, contingency plans for if things go wrong. People just don't have contingency plans. It's just I'm just fucked now. Shut up in a ball hand fight.
It's a classic thing. Like you shoot shoot a shitty double, and then you just like almost like flatten out trying to reach their leg if you don't have a fucking backup plan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like maybe learning to do like turtle defense and stuff is a good idea, but I would say even better is just learning like front headlock defense, learning follow-ups to double legs, learning like just not double legging off like no sort of setup, like trying to set up double legs more. Because people watch Jordan Burroughs and think if they're powerful enough they can do that, but you can do that for like one lesson. But you can't do it. You can't do it tomorrow.
Back to back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it needs to be a strategy that you can do back to back. You need to be able to spar with people that are like super stiff.
Also, Jordan Burroughs has been he's an Olympic caliber wrestler. You are not an Olympic caliber wrestler.
Yeah.
Anyone watching?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it is, but
you are.
Shout out
My
John
bad.
Burroughs.
Sorry.
Shout out Mark McQueen.
Sorry, Mark McQueen.
But yeah, it's you set them up. Also, like you do. You're very good at chasing the head. So, like, say if you get like a club, chase.
Yeah. Very common in jiu-jitsu. You get a collar time. People just sort of like back away and shrug their head out and start to push the grip clean. And people just let them go. But I feel like when I've wrestled with, for example, Silvio, when he's just like pressuring, he just clubs my head, and as I clear it, there's just another club and another club. Like he could be more horrible with it, but I feel like he's not super horrible. But I'm sure he could be, but maybe not.
Keep clubbing. When you spar with him, he's on you, and you're just
exactly. He's always hand fighting, and it stops you from getting like random blast doubles as well. So if people if you feel like you're better than someone at hand fighting and they just start like shooting double legs all the time, like desperation, then I feel like having your hands on them makes it way harder for them to just drop level without you just pushing them over or whatever.
Keep them busy.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them busy. That's it. And also just like match their head position and stuff. That's another thing. Like when I'm wrestling, I'm trying to hand fight people. I don't want to shoot double legs because it's not like a long run plan for my health, like knees or spine or whatever.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah, but yeah, you're like chasing them down. Maybe they like get tired, they disconnect, and then they start like, you know, looking for double legs. Like if you put your hands on them straight away and you match their head position whilst you're disengaged, then you're much safer from the doubles.
Fair play.
It's real good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Only thing is when it's slippery, it's fucking terrifying.
Like yesterday, open mat was busy as fuck.
No point wrestling there.
It was sweaty as.
No point wrestling there.
Let's adjust this mic a little bit. I'm just getting a bit nervous. Maybe
I don't usually get nervous.
Yeah.
Is it that way?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Oh dear.
Fuck. All right, it's a real edit.
This is a proper edit. We don't have to edit.
We can just leave this in.
Yeah, we can leave this in. Hold on now if you put this
It's
down.
in.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that better for you?
Yeah.
I think that's better for all of us.
Nice.
Anyway, we're back.
Christ. All right, cool.
All right, let's get into some questions. What we got?
Tips for over 40s strength and conditioning.
Us for strength and conditioning.
Yeah, that was for S&C. We can include JIT.
Yeah, okay. It depends how much training experience you have. So like anything, it's like what kind of training do you have? What kind of injuries do you have? Keep it fucking simple. Like, I mean, I repeat myself all the time. Like literally your reps, there's no reason why your rep ranges should be different. What I will say is you're going to have to warm up more. You're going to have to be more conscious of the injuries that you have. So maybe you may need to adjust certain exercises, like the range of motion that you take deadlifts through. Maybe even if you do deadlifts, you change to a different hinging exercise, whether you're going to back squat or goblet squat or belt squat. You just have to take into consideration the range of motion you're going to take certain exercises through and the exercise selection that you choose. But in terms of like training intensity, I would just say 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to get great results working at 5 to 15 rep ranges, 2 to 4 sets of each exercise. Again, RPEs, I would keep the RPEs a little bit lower. Let's say we're going to work between 7 and 8. Don't really need to push the 9 too much. 7 and 8 RPE, it's perfect. You don't need to chase crazy numbers. But you still want to be super strong. So just keep each session steady, progress steadily, don't rush, don't get greedy with the weights, and just work consistently. Yeah,
most people just stop doing strength training, don't they, after a certain age?
They do. They just think they've completed it. You never complete it. You just fucking keep going, keep training.
Yeah.
Once eventually you may hit a plateau, but just change the exercise variation and do something else.
But especially as you get older, I feel like it's more important to do like really strength-based exercises, isn't it? Because most people just like end up just running at like this this weirdly slow pace.
Horrific,
down the high street.
What happened? Running, man. What happens is you get as you hit like past 35, you're gonna have muscle atrophy. So you're just generally gonna lose more muscle. So you need to be strength training. You should be strength training for your bone density, for your joint health, especially if you're doing jiu-jitsu. What does that look like? Training consistently, like doing the exercises that you can do and working to improve your range of motion on each exercise, but also doing things that don't hurt you, warming up correctly, and don't fucking hurt yourself in the gym.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. You hurt yourself in the fucking gym, you're gonna be fucked on the mats because it's gonna take you longer to recover.
Yeah. If you actually injure yourself in the gym, the chance of you getting injured in jiu-jitsu is huge. Extremely high. Yeah, if I was over 40 starting jiu-jitsu, like, it's going to be rough, really. You're going to get injured, most likely. You need, like, good warm-ups every single time, and you need to do them, like, all good movement quality when you do the warm-ups. So, like, actually caring about the shrimps and actually, like, and if you, like, just randomly move, if you just spaz about when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're going to injure yourself.
100%.
100%.
What I was thinking about this the other day, and then I guess we could just call it in belt systems because it's just easy as like a natural progression. Like when I got to purple belt, I was getting injured less. I guess we'll use purple belt as a reference point to being like having more experience. I think the more experience you have, the less injury you're gonna have, the less injured you're gonna get at jits because you've also you understand your game now, so you can do certain things that isn't gonna put yourself in danger. As much.
Yeah. And you're also just like, you're balanced more. you're more like, you have to balance like dynamically with your opponent. So I guess the more on balance you are, the less like you are to just like slipping into yourself.
Yeah, true. And also you've had all that time. So say by the time you go from white belt to purple belt, you've had all that fucking experience, all that progressive overload. If you've done training properly, you've just built up a good structural balance and like coordination and understanding of the moves to get injured less, especially on your neck. We got a question about neck training, but we'll cover that shortly.
Yeah. Fingers and stuff, that's always going to get injured. Yeah. Stuff like fingers and toes, nothing like, you just have to warm up everything really well, especially if it's like winter and you're in a cold gym.
Yeah, that's huge. Like I said in the last podcast, if you're going to go lifting weights, fucking wear a hoodie, wear your track pants, get like take your time to warm up. I think like, let's go back to tips for S&C for 40. Like, take your fucking time to warm up. Do the warm up sets perfectly. You should still be in and out of the gym by 60 minutes, but like, do your warm up sets properly before you get to your working sets. Be careful with the exercise selection. Still 2 to 3 sets, 5 to 15 reps, RPE 7 to 8, but just be more careful with your exercise selection. Work through full range of motion, and also I would definitely add in some kind of flexibility to like program to your training, whether that's yoga or you join my stretch program or any kind of fucking stretch, like yoga for BJJ, whatever the fuck it is. You need some kind of stretching program.
That.
Definitely some kind of stretch protocol. Definitely. Yeah. We can actually cover that now. Stretching for BJJ. That was the question.
Oh yeah.
Okay. How much stretching have you done? Are you naturally flexible?
Yeah, I think I'm naturally flexible in some ways. I wouldn't say I'm that flexible at like just touching my toes in the normal hamstring flexibility way, but I have very flexible hips.
Yeah. You have ridiculous squat. You can squat down so easy.
Yeah, my toes I have good dorsiflexion.
Yeah.
Good dorsiflexion.
He can put his feet together. Like if you go to like an Asian country and you look at people, there's something with like an Asian hip in their hip socket. They can literally go feet together, sit down into a squat, and it's comfortable for you. Same.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It starts to hurt my knees eventually though.
Yeah.
But not my feet.
Anyway, back to stretch. back to stretching. I've had the stretch to become flexible. So I was never super stiff. I was always like reasonably flexible, but I did a lot of stretching. I copied a lot of gymnastic style of stretching. So like the stretch protocols that we did the other day, it's painful. It's not fun. It's like 45 minutes. There's 3 variations that I have on my website. There's like a front splits variation, there's a middle splits variation, a thoracic bridge variation. They're not fun. It's a combination of like dynamic stretches and passive stretches. Dynamic mean you're moving.
I actually liked it last time.
It's good.
I actually kind of liked it, yeah. As long as you can relax it. Like if you do it right, I feel like they're not as tiring. If you do it poorly, then sometimes it's like not stretching the correct area and you're getting tired.
Yes.
But the ones that you do right, it's like you're just chilling, you're fine.
Yeah, it's fucking like stretching shouldn't necessarily be easy. It should be challenging. Should you stretch for BJJ? 100% I recommend it. I recommend, like, especially as you get older, I recommend stretching 1 to 2 times per week. Yeah. What kind of timing should you do that? Never before weights training, never before jiu-jitsu training, because you're just gonna like basically be really passive and relax your muscles when you actually need to be able to create tension and coordination in the muscles and more muscle elasticity, which requires tension. So don't stretch before jiu-jitsu or weights. Stretch after. I always recommend before bed. There's so many fucking programs you can do. Yoga for BJJ, run wide. I mean,
what do you think about like spine stretching, like twisting left and right? Is that?
Yeah, a few of my friends put up some stuff, like our buddy Rolls and Rehab, Steven Seoghan. They're big on the lateral flexion exercises, which helps. Cars, which is like a dynamic form of mobility.
Yeah,
I didn't do too much of that.
Ribs and that.
It's certainly useful.
Yeah.
The issue I have with a lot of that stuff is where does it fit into a program? If you come to me, I have you for 1 hour. Some of that cars stuff, it takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So it's like
slow.
I don't want to. If I've got you in the gym, I don't want to waste 10 to 15 minutes doing cars.
Yeah, just cars, nah.
Not that would be a waste. I wouldn't say that would be a waste of time because it certainly has its place, but I would find a different time to do that. Yeah. And then I'd be really fucking like militant about which exercises you select for that. There's a whole movement for that range of strength. I don't particularly like that stuff. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually signed up to that guy's thing, but I found his website too confusing, so I unsubscribed. I did it, but I would just do something simple you can be fucking consistent with. Do yoga. Do a fucking stretch course. Sign up to my stretch course. Or yoga for BJJ. Yeah. All that shit is good. I definitely recommend it. Because, look, put it this way. The more range that you have access to, the less chance of injury there's going to be. Like, as an example, for you, you've got very flexible hips. You can you could get into a buggy choke position, no problem. Like watching you sparring the other day, because you have so much range in your hips. There's no because you have access to that range and to be able to move it through passive and dynamic. Your chance of injury being put from someone putting you into that position quickly is very low because you have access to that range. Or same for like hamstrings. If you have very stiff hamstrings and you go to defend a takedown or quickly stand up from guard or something, and your lower back and the hamstrings are stiff, you're probably there's a higher chance of hurting your back or pulling your hamstring or hurting your knees.
What would you say is the most important thing to be flexible at for jits, other than hips?
Obviously, you want to have good hips, good hip flexors. Good shoulder mobility. What I mean by shoulder mobility? Shoulder extension, so the ability for the shoulders to go back, but also it kind of comes with a 2 course because you want to have good shoulder external rotation. So shoulder extension, ability to put your hands over your head like this, hands up, be able to touch the back of your head in that position. Good scarf stretch, being able to be in this position, relatively comfortable. A lot of people who have tight ACLs, if you can't put your hand over your arm across your body, and that's really stiff, you can have a lot of trouble when someone flattens you out.
Yeah, if you get your arm trapped there, someone gets across the face.
Very common you get that arm trap, especially from good passes. You have a bad time. I'd say good, really flexible adductors as well, and really mobile adductors, because jiu-jitsu is very open-y and squeezing the adductors and very squeezy with the legs tight. If you have good range and mobility in the adductors, it's going to be easier to pass side to side for people, and you're going to have a better balance, especially if you look at the way Eoghan spars and his kind of style. Even with the match with Jacob Couch, I was really impressed with Jacob Couch's
balance.
But it comes from having really good mobility. Because if you watch how far he's putting his legs out and he's still keeping pressure on you. If he had shitty flexibility, it'd be harder.
He wouldn't be able to pressure at the range basically because it's more tension on the legs, on the strings or whatever.
So to answer your question, I would say hip extension. So the ability for the knee to go back, so if I'm standing up, my knee should go back behind me. So hip extension, flexible hip flexors and quads, definitely flexible glutes. Shoulder extension, the ability for the shoulders to go back and above your head and your arms across your body. I would say it's hard to narrow down for one, but there's certainly some stretches you could do every day. Maybe I'll put that out.
Hamstrings as well. We did hamstring one. I feel like hamstrings is actually super important when you start inverting, because the reason people fuck their back up is because they're not willing to put the stress through their hamstrings, and then they just take it all on their lower back.
That's what happened to me when I used to train it just there. I used to be I was like, no, I don't want to invert. But I wasn't doing it properly.
That's probably it. Just too much on the back.
And it's just it comes as 2 pieces as well. Flexible hamstrings, but also strong hamstrings. I put that post up the other day. You want to train the hamstrings in a lengthened position, like RDLs, but also a knee flexion exercise, like lying hamstring curls. Or hamstring.
That was a good post.
It was.
Such clarity.
What else we got, man?
Have you ever had to kick someone out of your gym?
Hold on, read that into the mic.
Have you ever had to kick someone out of your jiu-jitsu gym? I don't really own a gym, but I teach at a lot of places. I didn't actually have time to think about this. There was one guy who came in literally wearing a big bike chain, and he asked, it was a no-gi class, and he asked to borrow a gi. And he just insisted on borrowing the gi, and eventually we're like, listen mate, you can't borrow a gi, and that was the closest I got to kicking someone out. I don't think I've ever actually told someone you have to go.
So funny, you'd be so jovial kicking someone out. I like laughing in their face and then just be getting angry.
Maybe if they maybe there was a kid or something that I had to tell in Cardiff once, listen, I just can't, your child is just wild, I can't bring them.
When you're teaching kids classes.
I used to teach kids classes in Cardiff. That was my thing, and it was ridiculously cheap as well. And I'd end up with some notes, but mostly just fucking coins in my hand. And teaching the worst children on earth. Some of them were fine, but it would be maybe a ratio of 1 fine child to 5 who just just hate.
Terrible.
Yeah, so long. And like, I didn't realize at that time that no one actually gives a shit and they just want you to like take up an hour of their child's time and exhaust them. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Now I know that with kids' classes, like you just do games. You can't teach them technique. They're not going to learn a technique and execute it. Yeah, it's babysitting, but you do it games that could potentially make you more mobile in things that will help you in jiu-jitsu. That's all it is.
For the jiu-jitsu instructors that listen out here.
Yeah, but basically, no, I haven't kicked anyone out.
I've got a funny story for you. So at Roger Gracie Academy, this is the old academy, and there was this massive dude who was rolling with one of the instructors. You could tell he was just a bit weird, and he goes, "What?" Like he was fucking huge. The instructor wasn't that. I'm not going to name the instructors, but the instructor wasn't that big. And then he's like, "Okay," he's like, "Show me an armbar. Like, what do I do if like a really big guy comes along?" And the instructor's like, "Okay, I'll go get the big fella." And then, oh, someone opened that door. No. Then he's like, "Okay, I'll go get the big guy." And he's like, okay. Goes and gets the big guy. And then he's like, "Oh, like what do I do if like if someone's really big and like they run at me?" He's like, "Okay, run at me." Then he runs at him, and the instructor just fucking bang puts him in an armbar, like throws him to the floor.
Right.
Yeah, throws him to the floor. Then he gets up and he's like, "Yeah, that was awesome, man. Like, let's do it again." The guy's like, "No, you have to like, come on, it's time to leave. Like, there's a class. We're all just waiting on the side here, waiting for the class." It's like, "No, it's time for you to." Time for you to leave. He's like, "No, I want to do it again.
As in the class was over.
The class was over. Okay. And I think it was like a introduction session. Anyway, he's just like, no, let's do it again. He's like, "Okay, fine, run at me one more time." Runs at him. He just fucking throws him on the floor into like a kezakatami. And he goes, "Okay, class is over." And he gets up. And he's like, as the instructor gets up, the guy just pushes him.
What?
He pushes him. And the instructor's like, "What the fuck, man?" And then the guy's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean it. Bang, just fucking punches him in the face. And then, like, obviously the instructor's like, "What the fuck?" Hits him back. Yeah. Hits him back. Then the guy spits in his fucking face.
Wow. Wow.
Spits in the instructor's face, and then fucking all hell breaks loose. And then anyway, the guy gets kicked out, and he's just going.
What happens before he gets kicked out?
Wow, he got pretty beat up. He got quite a bit beat up, and then
nice.
He gets kicked out, starts headbutting the fucking glass outside. Going crazy.
This is the last man that needs to know how to defend himself.
Yeah, he was huge as well. Gets kicked out, police come, and then that was the end of that.
Yeah, some people shouldn't really learn jiu-jitsu techniques.
No way. That guy was crazy, man.
That said, though, I'm sure I've taught loads of people that probably wouldn't use jiu-jitsu for the right reasons.
But imagine going into a gym being like, "Give me the biggest black belt," and then I want like being a noob and being like, I want to take him on. Yeah,
well, people do that. They just don't know.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have walked out of the gym, basically. If you're going to go and like punch people and stuff in a martial arts gym,
yeah,
it'd be good advertising to just like
break his arms and legs.
Yeah, and just say it was some random white belt who didn't know what he's doing. Just pin it on someone.
No, that's fair. Yeah,
but then you would definitely go to jail.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This leads him perfectly to
great BJJ for the streets. All right. First of all, it's submission wrestling is technically the sport. BJJ is the gi version.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the streets, yeah.
Is this the name of your new gym? Submission Grappling?
Submission Grappling Club, yeah.
We'll get to that soon.
Yeah, soon come.
Yeah.
Inshallah. Anyway, yeah, for the streets, I mean, I feel like judo is better for the streets.
Yeah.
Why? Because people wear clothes and like you can just, and it's so fast as well. Like in judo, it's like so fast. In jiu-jitsu, also it's so cringe, like fighting people and like actually grappling them.
Yeah,
you know, like if you do take someone down, you get them to like mount or something, and then they're like struggling like a total noob, and you're kind of embarrassed for them. And like you get a choke. Yeah, you get a choke, and they like lift their neck. I was like, "Mate, this is just terrible." I feel like I have to coach someone, but yeah, obviously all well and good because I guess you're not punching people to death by accident or like, yeah. But still, I feel like judo.
Just over.
Yeah,
just
huge
a hip throw and they're done.
Taitoshi or something. Yeah, but huge hip throw again, they could just fucking die. Like, I think like judo, like a quick like a arm throw, like a taitoshi or
foot sweep.
Yeah, just a foot sweep or something like that, or a hook-in sweep or something, and that'll be it. Then once they're on the floor, you know, you need a little bit of jiu-jitsu just to like.
Depends what they're doing. Just be like, "Man, I'm gonna leave you down there," and like fuck off. Or if they get back up, you foot sweep them again.
Yeah, or you could just get them in some ridiculous stress position and hold them there.
Ridiculous. Get them in that one. Check for the technique tip. This.
Just the tip technique. Get them in that. I've been using that.
Get him behind the head. What's that? The full Nelson from
back.
Yeah.
When you go
ridiculous
mount and then you get the half Nelson, you get the meat hook. From mount, and then they bring the other arm up and you get the second full Nelson hook.
That is horrific.
I was doing that today on a certain wizard and Christian Osbeck for everyone asking.
Inspiring.
In case that was. Anyway, I just held him there for like a full minute before I did it. And then he stopped moving eventually, and then I pushed his head in a bit, and he tapped. He's like, "Right, well, you could have done that a minute ago." Very astute Christian, very clever,
very clever student. Yeah, it's interesting. Like Tim Kennedy. He's a fucking savage because this BJJ is like, it is like, you got your beautiful padded mat and it's a nice room. The room's like usually quite warm, especially RGA. It's very nice, very pleasant. Jiu-Jitsu is like a nice sport. Whereas like in the street, man, like if you get the mount on someone, you only need that much room to like get someone's head and fucking smash it into the pavement until they they break their nose or they break their teeth. Different story on the street.
Yeah, true that.
Just avoid the fucking street fight, man.
If people always ask about multiple opponents. Like if it's multiple opponents, again, I'd probably either like boxing where you have really good distance management, or wrestling where it's very unlikely you actually get taken down, and maybe you can like take someone down, kick them in the head whilst the other one punches you a couple of times, and then But basically,
Muay Thai and wrestling, I think, is key for that. Knee someone in the face, because then you're going to be very liberal with the knees. Because you're not going to be worried about taking down. You just start kneeing people in the face.
The only thing is, knees are like again a bit too close contact for me. If I had the choice and I was to have a street fight with only one martial art, it'd probably just be boxing, because
keep them away.
Like, what are they going to do, really? They can try and grapple you, but you can just like move out the way because you've got better footwork than them, and then punch them in the head like once and they'll be done.
BJJ is too close combat, man. I'd say the fuck away from them. If you need to.
Yeah, exactly. What if they've
got a knife, whatever?
Huh? What if they've got AIDS?
Yeah.
Or worse?
Yeah, that's true. Stay the fuck away from them. Or worse.
Or worse, COVID. So much worse. What if they're vaccinated? Touch them, motherfuckers. Can we get cancelled yet? Alright, cool.
Oh, God.
Okay, and that leads perfectly into neck strengthening exercises. Alright. Well,
how much neck stuff have you done?
I've done a bit, to be fair.
What have you done?
The main ones that I like are like putting your head on a Bosu ball. So not a Bosu ball, like a yoga ball, and just doing
that's a Bosu ball, yeah.
Bridges off of it, for example. Or I used that, what's it called? The twisty one.
Iron neck.
Iron neck. Yeah, that was interesting.
Not consistently though.
No, not consistently. No, the one that I've done consistently is literally just like what's it called?
On the floor.
Yeah, lying on the floor and doing that. Yeah, those are good. They get you swole.
Yeah,
swole neck.
Look, man. I mean, again, time. How much time do you have to fucking spend in the gym? I know a lot of people do. A lot of strength coaches out there, but like, you need to fucking strengthen your neck. You need to do. I think a lot of I've never done any neck strengthening exercises. I've just done that stuff. I would say just having really, really fucking good shoulder mobility and really good overhead pressing skills, getting big, strong traps, big, strong boulder shoulders, it's going to help a lot.
Boulder shoulders.
Yeah, you want just big like a nice just big bench,
traps,
a nice big traps, nice thick shoulders. Just be really, but also, like, I mean, it's hard to say because a lot of these coaches, they're like, how much experience do they have with jiu-jitsu? But like, the more experience you have with jiu-jitsu, again, it's that progressive overload effect. Your neck's going to get stronger doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, true that.
It has to. So
it should, but it might not.
It should, but it definitely might not, because some of the highest level guys, their necks are absolutely fucked.
But that could be from underuse or overuse.
Exactly.
It could be from both.
Yeah, so you don't know exactly what it's from, but I would say there's like, I don't know a whole lot about neck strengthening exercises, but I think there's definitely a place for like the iron neck. I really wouldn't go overboard with the weighted stuff. Why? Because I think like if it gives you a lot of DOMs in the neck, then you go into jiu-jitsu with big DOMs specifically in the neck.
Yeah.
That's not good, man. You're going to be fucked.
You feel very vulnerable.
Yeah, you feel very vulnerable. So you just need someone to fucking start putting you, like...
How are you going to tense out of the rear nakeds as well?
Yeah, exactly. I would say just focus on a well-structured program. Have a fucking good bench, a fucking good overhead press. Like, as an example, can you dumbbell press fucking above 25 kgs above your head? Like... Get like in good range.
I can't.
You could,
despite all the juice.
You could, despite all the juice. We'll get to that. Just build up a really good seated dumbbell overhead press.
Yeah.
Make sure the scapula moves well, and then just do jits. Do enough jiu-jitsu in a well structured manner and you will eventually get a strong neck. I would say shout out to the Iron Neck. I don't have one. I don't know enough about it. Maybe this isn't my subject, but I've never done any neck strengthening drills with my athletes. Is there a place for it? Sure. Maybe I think the ISO holds. The ISO holds on the bench and the board to say like you're in a.
Yeah.
You've got your back of your head on a bench and you lift the hips up in a bridge position.
Yeah.
Holding that for like 3 to 5 seconds and building that up over time.
Yeah.
Super useful because you want to have good isometric strength in the neck.
Yeah. Also pushing the chin back. That's more for posture, but
I've seen some good wrestling drills where people like are leant over the bench and like they're just resisting isometric strength. Well, that looks a bit funny, but like, do you know what I mean? Like they're tugging down, they're pushing you in different directions as well.
Yeah,
Again, that's just gonna make your neck fucking sore for the next session.
Yeah, That's just pulling your head down really hard. Seems like a terrible idea.
Check out the Iron Neck if you're interested.
Yeah.
I don't do any neck specific stuff with my athletes.
Yeah.
Do I think it's a waste of time? No, there's certainly a place for it, but just make sure it fits into the program. You're not spending fucking 15, 20 minutes on a program because it's going to take away from other things.
And if you're playing jits, just use your head more. Key.
Better.
Yeah, just use your head as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's so common that people just don't use their head and just forget to use their head. And then your posture's wrong as well, because if you're not using your head's somewhere it shouldn't be, and then
you got key details for this as well for back finishes.
Yeah, for using your head to help.
Key.
Yeah.
Using the head, fucking push the head forward and then sneak the hand
and then
in.
punch the hand through. Yeah, key. Even then though, some people got a big head.
Yep.
Some people got a very big head. Yeah, you can't even fold your arms around it. Motherfuckers.
Did you get Sandro yesterday with the face choke?
No, I didn't. The time ran out. Yeah, he's got very good grip. I was under his neck actually for that one, so it wasn't even technically a face choke. But yeah, he's very good. Got very strong grips. I rarely just like actually try and squeeze someone through their grips, but I tried. Didn't work.
Yeah, he's a big, strong fella.
He's a strong fella.
Big Sandro.
All right. Nogi funds, techniques, and tips for teaching. So for teaching fundamentals in Nogi. Yeah, I would say first of all, the most important is like selecting the moves that you actually want to show that will have enough connection between them that you don't have to fill in all the blanks. Let's say it's beginners rather than like fun. So let's call it beginners. You can't teach beginners too much detail because then they won't learn anything. And you have to also teach them a broad variety of moves. Yeah, but you also have to teach them moves that will actually work, and they have to somehow connect to each other. So they're, so people have context and they don't just forget what they did last week or like why they're doing this.
Yeah.
That helps a lot with remembering if you know why you're doing stuff.
Give us an example.
So if you're passing, you might have to gloss over a lot of stuff. Like this is what I fear as well teaching noobs is like you have to gloss over loads of stuff in order for like no one gets left behind, sort of. Like people definitely get left behind, but so you can at least try to stop them getting left behind.
The weak will get killed.
Weak-minded. Yeah, so you can at least like lower the chance of people getting left behind. You're gonna have to gloss over certain like moves or scenarios and stuff like. You can't show people an overall image. It has to be a bit dumbed down at first, and then as they progress more, you can get into more detail. I feel like if you give them too much detail at the start, they're never going to learn it. They focus on the wrong details. Yeah, they melt down. Exactly. Yeah, seen grown men they're just listening to me and they're fucking sweating. Just pissing sweat down their head.
How am I going to do this?
I forgot the first move. How many things do you remember? Like 4 or 5, mate.
That's the thing. It's like some of the coaches will be like, yeah, then we'll do this. Yeah. And then there's 5 other options. You're like, bro, I don't even know the first one.
Yeah. It's got to be, you got
minimal options.
I guess change your lessons on the fly as well. Like you have to walk around the room and see like, are people actually doing it correctly? Because if they're not, There's no point moving on. Like, they're just going to get 2 things wrong instead of 1, and then you've just trained them to be worse at jiu-jitsu. You've actually made people worse.
That's such a good point. That's such a good
happens
point.
all the time, bro.
Look around the class and be like, okay, this isn't working, guys. Let's take it back. Let's take it back a step.
I won't go backwards. I just won't go forwards. And like, let's say I show a technique and I stress a point like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And then I go off and I'm like, all right, let's go, guys. Don't do the clap because that's loser talk. But yeah, anyway, make people go off.
Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. But yeah, I send people off, and then straight away I see someone doing that. I'm like, time, guys, time. I'm sorry, we have to do this again. Come on in, fellas. You've disappointed me again.
I can't wait to open your gym, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so abusive.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking horrible.
Toxic.
Yeah.
All right, is that your tips for teaching?
Yeah. Toxic, abusive, horrible. Okay, some real tips then. Yeah, so you're going to have to gloss over some stuff. You need to select the techniques really well. That's mainly it. Like, you need to select the correct techniques that are going to appear a lot. And you also have to consider like there's going to be mobility and balance issues and stuff like that. So you might be better off sticking to teaching them stuff that requires less skill on balance and mobility. So for example, like, that's why they teach close guard at the start, because you're not even really using your legs. You're using your knees, but you're not using your feet. So you're just like pulling in and pushing, and that tends to be like a dynamic that people can understand pretty quickly.
Yes.
And then like after that, maybe you could include, like, for example, the half guard sweep, where you just about like the old school half guard sweep where you're technically using your legs, but it's like, it's not a butterfly sweep, for example. Like, butterflies hooks, for example, are very hard for people to
grasp.
Like, they can do them when they set it up, but they can't do it reactively most of the time.
Yes.
Like, it's when I see people start off, right, they learn a knee elbow connection, they're just blocking here with their knee, and the guy's just running around them, or like running and spinning them in a circle, and they're still blocking with their knee. Or like, maybe they're running this way and they see them run and there's just nothing they can do because they're holding a knee elbow connection. I'm like, use your butterfly hook, and then they try and put this hook in on that side. It's like, no, buddy, use the other leg. And that is the key. So yeah, starting fundamentals, positional escapes as well, submission escapes, guard recovery, guard retention, then sweeps, then you can do everything else however you want it, according to Danaher. But he doesn't.
Well, there we have it.
All right, so what supplements do we take?
Steroids.
Yeah, we take steroids.
Trenbolone.
Yeah.
It's not really supplements, more of a main.
It's more of dinner. Yeah. What do I take? I actually take vitamin D and creatine, and that's it.
Me too. I don't even take creatine. I just take vitamin D3, and that's it. Oh, I take athletic greens as well. You didn't really like them. I love it.
I took it. I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it did anything. Basically, it's hard to tell. I already eat vegetables like very consistently, so it's not like, it's not like you need to do it, but it's probably if you're just not really getting a perfect diet in.
That's me. Yeah. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. So I love it. I think it's great. I've been using it for about 2 years now. Athletic greens, vitamin D. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just people get fucking protein shakes. That's a supplement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can't.
It's not a supplement. It's fucking food, man.
It's
food.
You're
just adding to your protein requirements each day. People get so like fixated on supplements. Again, it's like the ice bath sauna thing we spoke about last week. It's like, guys, just fix your fucking nutrition up.
Magnesium might be a good one though.
Can be, yeah.
There's probably some that you don't get in your food enough of, like also fish oils and stuff like that. You definitely don't get enough fish oil. Like, I don't eat sardines every week. Apparently you need
sardines
like just 1 tin of sardines per week in terms of your like omega whatever.
3.
Yeah, and
I used to eat sardines a lot. We'll get back into them.
Yeah, you probably stank afterwards though. Sardine breath.
Stank.
Stinky sardine breath.
Actually, like, fish oils are really fucking good.
I just don't take that.
They're really good for you.
What are they good for? Like brain function, is it?
Brain function. It's good for the muscles.
Muscles.
When I say muscles, what is it? Back to my nutrition course days. What is it good for? Good for cognitive health. Good for cardiovascular health.
Okay, well, that's good enough.
It actually is good for muscle, like, inflammation and shit.
Should probably start taking that then.
Yeah. I would recommend fish oils. I have them at home. I just don't take them. I need to start taking them.
Yeah, exactly. I have them, but then you're eating like 3 pills a day or whatever. It's worth
it. They're good.
Have you ever had Animal Flex? I used to take this thing called Animal Flex because for like joint. Yeah, it's for supplement and it's for supplement for joint. And it's got like chondroitin, MSM.
Oh yeah, I take that. Yeah, I take that every day. MSM, chondroitin, glucosamine,
and like fish oil and whatever. But honestly, you're eating like 8 pills in a day. It's fucking sickening. Like actually sickening, and I just stopped it for that reason because I'd rather just be injured than have to like swallow 8 hard to swallow pills every day.
Break my arm.
Yeah. Just injure me by walking.
I take that. I take MSM. How do you say it? Chondroitin,
I guess.
Glucosamine thing.
Yeah.
I take that. It's good for joint health. I take it every day.
Those are like building blocks for your
joints.
Yeah, but are they necessarily absorbed or whatever? I don't know. I just don't see any like legit studies on anything except creatine and vitamin D. And the vitamin D I actually noticed though. Yeah. And fish oils.
Vitamin D, you'll fucking 100% notice.
Yeah, you do notice it. Yeah.
Vitamin D is huge.
Yeah. It's subtle, but you definitely notice it still.
But you should definitely take vitamin D, unless you live in like Australia or in like a very, very hot country where you get a lot of sun.
Yeah. Vitamin D, creatine, fish oil.
Fish oil, that's it. Like, that's it. I like MSM, but like again, just have a good diet. Try and eat as much fruit and veg as possible.
Yeah.
Eat plenty of protein.
Better to eat actual food than supplements as well.
Yes.
And potentially magnesium for sleeping.
Potentially.
I don't do that.
Magnesium actually does the opposite effect for me. When if I take
it makes you awake.
I don't sleep as well if I take magnesium before I sleep.
Sus. Yeah, I'm not going to bother then.
You can try it.
See if it works. Not even.
Fair.
Just won't even bother. I sleep fine as it is.
Yeah. And
it's all the growth hormone.
Trenbolone.
It's all the Trenbolone. Yeah. So yeah, that's our supplement stack. MMA for me, yes or no? All right. No. Basically,
we've answered this.
Yeah, it was because of the gloves picture. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the gloves were just an afterthought. We're not doing that. I'm not getting punched in the head for money.
No, we did 0 MMA. We just put the gloves on at the end because it'd be funny for the photo.
And it was funny.
Yeah.
Joke's on you.
Yeah.
Okay. IBJJ comps probably slightly more likely than MMA, but nonetheless. Now I'll do some IBJJ. The rule set I don't like. I don't like how there's advantages. Like when I think about the ways that people lose in IBJJF, that makes me sick.
Sick, good word, yeah.
Yeah, disgusted. It's just like an advantage. Like, what does that mean? Like, you almost got something. Well, no, you didn't. Like,
yeah.
I get that. Okay, so advantages should be given for holding a position for fewer seconds than the allotted time. I guess that's fine. But why not just call it a judge's decision in that case?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point like giving it an actual score when it's not an actual score. I feel like you should just count that in as the referee's decision at the end of the thing, and that's it. Basically that's it. I don't like.
You're gonna do Worlds next year?
I might do Worlds. I might do Euros as well. I also need to. I'm technically a blue belt, so I need to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I didn't update my IBJJF registration.
You should do that. You should go Europeans and Worlds and smoke people.
But I hate IBJJF.
Don't do it then.
To be fair, they do drug testing there, so it might be funny. Yeah. I mean, I could get 4th and literally end up 1st because everyone just leaves. They go and do a piss test. Oh, what kind of piss test is it though?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I have no idea. No.
Do you think it's a normal like USADA piss test?
Yeah, USADA, they do it, don't they?
Are you allowed recreational?
For marijuana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imagine I actually failed it. That'd be fucking jokes.
You failed it for fucking smoking weed.
Yeah. That would be cool.
That'd be so
cool.
That'd be so stupid.
Maybe that's why all the Fight Zone guys left.
Yeah.
Because they're all so
high.
They just love Bob Marley so much.
That's probably why.
Maybe they just had to go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
On the yeah.
Yeah. So IBJJF comps, yes, but not soon. Basically, they don't excite me, and like I will do it because the caliber of competition is very high, and also there's like local. Europeans are close by and pretty well attended. So yeah, that would be good.
That'd be good to get some recognition because I feel like that builds up following. People love watching us IBJJF comps, man.
Yeah, for some reason, people actually I don't know. You get followers from IBJJF stuff, even though it's like I don't know. Now it's probably fucking hard to win though. Also, they've got heel hooks finally, so I don't really have an excuse.
You should just do it, man.
It's just the rule set is. The advantages are still there. The whole like vibe is still there of like stall to win.
Stall to the end.
Yeah, stall, bro.
Kane and Durant.
Durant. Yeah.
He kills me, bro. He's so big and strong. He's just so fucking boring to watch. That's his name, yeah?
He's something like that.
Durant.
Duarte.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah, Durant is the fucking basketball. Kevin Durant. Kane and Durant.
Durant. Man, you love that. Kane and Durant versus Craig Jones.
Oh, watching him versus Craig Jones, it was actually like...
He just bullied
He
the
is like
shit
a
out
buffalo,
of him.
isn't he? Like a rhino. like proper like thick.
I want to
like,
get him to the gym. Yo, come here. Fucking bison
Just
Durant.
get him to just do pure like what they call hip bridges when you just push like 600 kilos off the floor.
He'd be so strong, so juiced up as well.
Yeah. Get him to just do ISO holds for like 40 minutes.
Just crush people, man.
Yeah.
He fucked up Craig Jones.
You can see his lats.
We need to get Craig. Sorry?
You can see his lats though when he's like holding people. It's like watching Mark McQueen. He just... That's it. Once the lats squeeze, there's not any wriggle room.
No, it's over.
You're almost making it worse by wriggling because you're giving his lats more space to suck in. You're not having a good time, buddy.
Shout out Mark McQueen.
Shout out Mark McQueen. Shout out Kane and Durant.
We need to get Craig Jones on the pod if he comes to London.
He's busy.
Is he?
Nah, I don't know. Let's ask. He'll come on.
He will come on, but it needs to be in person.
Loves me. All right.
He's busy.
He's busy. Yeah, he must be.
Must be.
Getting on the sauce. All right.
He loves the sauce.
Loves the sauce.
Next question.
People getting back up after sweeps. I think this one, so assuming you like knock them down to their butt and then they scramble back up from their butt. So I think you should wrestle up from that position. So get partner down. So you do your explosive sweep. They land on the floor in front of you and you're both seated. Yeah. That's when you need to either start wrestling, or if you know you're going to lose the wrestling scramble, you just hold on to a leg and pull it back into like a single leg X position or something like that. So yeah, you could like anytime you're holding a leg and it's off the floor and they push back into you, you should be pretty confident you can pull the leg back across your hip and then start to attack inside heel hooks. And then if they go to run away again, you should have the mobility and like just the thought to stand up and wrestle them.
Fair play.
Yeah. And other options, that's it really. If people keep standing up, like maybe try and control both their legs as they fall down, or try and sweep them with some sort of upper body connection. But if that's not an option and you're just like blasting people away and then they're scrambling up, probably you never really had the sweep. But if you have a chance to, that's when like wrestling would be good. Or let's say you go to like, you take them down, they start to stand up, you go to do like a blast double to finish them off and you know they're going to sprawl because you're a bit late. Then you could do like a blast double to a limb palm, or like a fake blast double to like a chin strap, or you know, something like that. So you can just like figure out the sequences that way.
Yeah, to get better sequences from different various positions.
Yeah, but basically wrestle up once they're on the floor. Like you got to get used to that moment as they land. You get the feeling of just taking them down. You don't want to pause there and assess how good your takedown was. Like when boxers, they say like, don't admire your punch or whatever. You don't want to admire your sweep. You just stand up and continue crushing them until they've tapped. That's
really good.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Yeah, follow up. Yeah, because you could think about that, and a lot of times when you're like playing jiu-jitsu, basically, you don't want to do something and then like stop and admire what you've done, because like in that moment you're kind of resetting it to a specific sparring sort of scenario, and then you're going again. So I guess it makes it harder for yourself if that's your goal. But if you just continuously apply the pressure without any gaps, then you're going to do much better off, basically.
Crush them.
Yeah, like
crush them like a heavy blanket.
That would be lovely. Fair
play.
Leg entries for less flexible people. That's a good question.
Good crush.
Trying to think.
What do you think?
Leg entries. Well, you can do back steps from top if you're inflexible. That seems to work pretty well.
That's Chris Nosback.
Yeah. There you go. Try and think what the heavyweights do in terms of leg locks. They don't really have much success with leg locks, do they? The heavyweights, to be honest.
Gordon Ryan.
Yeah, Gordon Ryan. But that was like a very basic, just slide in and tip once, tip the other way to inside heel hook, to outside heel hook. Sorry. That's not necessarily less flexible, I guess, though. That's just big.
Yeah,
like, Gordon's probably pretty flexible. He's not just big. Are we talking fat, though? Or are we talking big? Because if you're big, it doesn't...
We're just talking about less flexible. You don't even have to be big. Some people are just fucking stiff.
Less flexible, that was it, yeah. So, yeah, less flexible.
You fat cunt.
You stupid fat cunt. Why don't you lose weight? Why don't you lose weight if you're less flexible? Go to the gym and lose weight.
Less flexible people.
Yeah, less like if you can't bring your knees to your chest.
Here we go. Let's be specific with flexibility.
Yeah, if you can't bring your knees to your chest, you need to lose weight, and because that's like one thing that can actually genuinely hinder your jiu-jitsu is like having a belly that's so big that you physically can't bring your knees into your chest to perform a lot of moves. So, for example, single leg. Yeah, and yeah, you need good core as well. So probably like some really strong hip flexors and just core in general.
Absolutely.
That's going to help more than anything. Like literally more than anything, just having a really strong core and being able to like sit up and bring your knees to chest is like half of the things that you need in jiu-jitsu. But yeah, if you're less flexible, you want to enter legs. Like it tends not to be a question of flexibility, to be honest. Like you could improve your hamstring flexibility to give you more space to invert under people.
Yeah.
So, or like, I guess if they're sprawling and you have less space to invert, if you have more flexible hamstrings, you can invert in a tighter space without feeling like your hamstring's going to blow. But yeah, other than that, it's not really a flexibility thing. Like knees to chest and hamstrings, that's it. Other than that, you don't need flexibility. You just need to be like, use good timing and stuff and like wedge your limbs in place properly. Yeah. Because don't forget, even if you're super fat, right, as long as there's no physical gaps, there is tension there.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't matter on your body shape or anything, or like how flexible you perceive yourself to be. Like, as long as your body's like actually wedged in place, it's going to be effective. Yeah. Even if it doesn't look exactly the same because you're fat.
Yeah, for the leg entries.
Yeah. That's my.
But it's such a big thing because like a lot of those leg entries, they require you to fucking get your knees to the chest.
Yeah.
And like just have a strong core. Even like single leg X.
Yeah.
If your lower abs are weak, or if your core is weak and your legs are fucking weak, you're gonna suffer.
Yeah. Actually, hip flexibility is really key. I'm trying to think like when I use the most flexibility when I'm attacking the legs, and like if you think.
It's your inversion.
Yeah, when I invert or when I swing my butterfly hook over for like a false reap or something, sometimes my knee will be literally like out here somewhere and my shoulder will be on the inside of my knee. So hip flexibility, like you can work on that by just literally doing jiu-jitsu and putting your butterfly hook in and then inverting to the end range where you're safe. Obviously use your frames and stuff and don't risk anything. But yeah, you can definitely train your flexibility throughout jiu-jitsu just by getting crushed.
I actually
Yeah, that was it.
I actually had a really good question. Was on the thing. And you said this ages ago. Someone asking about can they strengthen their ligaments through going through end range submissions, like heel hooks as an example, like practicing heel hooks and like taking it to like end range just before they tap.
I think that makes it more likely to set.
It's so weak. Yeah.
Like if you do a session on heel hooks and you let someone drill heel hooks on you, your knee doesn't feel good the next day. Even if you tapped in time every time and you know you didn't pop anything, your knee feels injured. So
yeah.
Whoever asked that.
Yeah, it's a good question though, because I can see how people get confused on that. They'll be like, but it's like it's not a good thing to do.
Maybe so. What you could do actually is like fight against it. You know, so if you go to end range and you put some tension on it, and then you like progressively get really strong at this like end range, maybe that'll do something for your ligaments.
Get strong in the gym, man.
Yeah, it'll just be
the best way to strengthen your tendons and ligaments is do it in the gym. Do it in the controlled environment, in a stable environment where you could just progressively overload it week to week, month to month, year to year.
Yeah. If you have injuries though, for example, like that could be a good idea. Like you go to the range where you were injured and then you slowly work higher and higher weights until you can actually do that sort of stuff comfortably. Like
but done in a submission hold, like a foot lock.
Not whilst
if suddenly you got fucking Big David cranking off foot lock on you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna wait.
Taking that to end range each time, it's weakening you. It's weakening your tendons and ligaments are stretching out. That's not good for them. They don't like them.
That said, don't tap early because you got to understand the difference between a stretch and like when it's actually starting to feel full on painful, then it's time to tap. It's time to go.
Sometimes in the competition, it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's
been some gnarly foot breaks recently.
Yeah. I saw one, that Aidan Woodhouse fella. No, not Aidan Woodhouse, Aidan Woodley.
Yeah, he loves the pod, man. That was savage.
He watches it, yeah.
He loves it, yeah.
Oh, man, poor leg. Right, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry for your loss.
That was intense, man.
I saw a picture of him skipping as well, like 2 days later.
His reaction as well. It's like, it's okay, man. Like, there was like,
and he's like, it's fine, mate. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not go to the hospital. There was that other one as well where the guy's just fucking screaming in an IBJJ tournament. That was full on horror movie screaming, like like he's on fire. I'd like to. I mean, I don't want to see him on fire, but let's hear it. If that's just a simple leg break,
show me on fire.
Yeah, show me you on fire, mate. I want to see that. What a treat.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. That guy was proper screaming though. That was like, I feel like it was more mental suffering than actual physical pain.
He's known I'm fucked for a while here.
Yeah, he looked at his leg just completely shifting, bruh.
What's the best way to avoid that kind of stuff from happening?
In competition?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you just have to tap early. Like, I used to go to comps and just like for example, I lost a match where someone caught a heel hook on me. Like, as we were, like, if they did that to me today, I would literally not move and just do nothing, and nothing would happen. It wouldn't break my leg. But at the time, I just didn't know enough about it. And so I moved in a way that was actually submitting myself, or like keeping the tension on in a way, rather than just turning into it and just freeing my leg really easily. So you just have to, like, if you're going to do competitions where they have leg locks and you can't defend a leg lock, don't do that competition. And like, when I say can't defend a leg lock, it means like you think it's not on, but it's on. Is also a version of not defending it. Yeah, because you're not aware.
I need a lot of work on that. Like, even we got like we're training the other night. It's like be really good at defending leg locks, but like you said, an understanding of leg locks. Just because you like everyone at your gym puts you on a leg lock, how would they know leg locks? Do you know to spin the right way when it's on? Yeah. Do you know it's on? Do you know which way to spin? Do you know how to get out? Do you need to spin? Is the spin gonna fuck you up?
Exactly, that's another one.
As an example, you had an inside heel hook, I think, and I went to spin. You're like, you're gonna break your leg.
Yeah, don't do that. Because sometimes it works, right? Sometimes you slip it if they're kind of chilling, and then you start to turn it. Then it's too late for them to recover. But in general, if they connect to the inside heel hook and they connect their hands, and then you slip,
you're fucked.
Yeah, it's gonna go. Although some people are fine with that, as we know.
Wagner.
Yeah. Shout out
Wagner,
Mr. Rocha. That we're not going to answer that last question.
No. We've done 55
Thank
minutes.
You, Christian.
We can
add in that question.
Any other crazy crackhead stories? Any other stories at Tales? Oh, we had a good troll.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
About steroids.
Yeah. So, well, he thought that we were on steroids, so I was on steroids. To be fair though, you posted a picture of me looking skinny, but. Jacked. No, you were super jacked afterwards, but skinny before. But honestly, I was never like, I was always fucking shredded. So it's not like, if you saw the progression day to day, you would probably know that. I mean, I am clearly on steroids, but you'd probably know if you watch me day to day that I'm not on steroids.
It's the perfect photo because he's like, it's just an awkward angle. Yeah. When you first started training, you're like, yeah, this guy's jacked. We're 79 kgs, but like, we're 79, 80 kgs?
I was 79,
79, but like fucking hench.
Yeah, I was strong, yeah. It's just, I feel like
more weights, more strong.
Being shred makes people think you're on juice more than just
people
being...
have no idea what the fuck they're talking about as well.
Yeah, to be fair, this guy's like a council estate sort of... nothing, I live on a council estate, but he lives the council estate. He is the council estate. I pay rent, he doesn't. So
he had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
No idea. I'm dubious to even give him this airtime though, because if it was just trolling... Then he hasn't got us because it didn't get to us, but we gave him too much airtime, which is basically like it slightly affected us. Then well, that would be a shame. I hope he's actually just some angry fucking racist man. He was definitely racist, but an angry really an angry.
I hope
racist.
It pissed him off. Anyway,
maybe it did. He said he's going to put one between Christian's eyes. Put a bullet between Christian's eyes instead of coming to grappling.
We invited him.
So.
Anyway. Let's
good fun.
Great. So wait. So your new instructional's coming out?
Oh yeah, sorry, almost forgot. New instructional BJJ fanatics, downright sloppy, half butterfly. It's basically just going to be like, it's only half butterfly, so it's not a super long DVD, but so it's going to be cheaper, by the way. But basically, it just goes through like my main options from half butterfly, and it goes into some depth in terms of like follow-ups, but mostly it just sticks to half butterfly and what I would do in terms of reacting to people. So it's not going to be like I show a leg entry, then I show like a leg transition, then a leg finish. It's just going to be literally the half butterfly shit, and then maybe some submissions out of the half butterfly, specifically like Choi bars and that. But yeah, that'll be good. And then new gym opening 9th of January.
I'll be there.
It's going to be huge.
I'll fucking be there.
It's actually reasonably sized.
Yeah, awesome. So guys, how do you support the podcast? You'll find this on the show notes underneath. Follow us on Instagram, BJJ Fanatics. Get on both instructionals when they come out.
Sponsors.
No
Faff Marketing, Rain Clothing.
They don't actually sponsor this podcast though. They sponsor you.
They sponsor me, yeah. Sorry, they sponsor me, yeah. No Faff Marketing, Rain Clothing.
Rosemary
have
Charles Enterprise.
Charles Enterprise.
Who else? Frank Spell. So shout out Frank.
I wonder if that's contracts run out. Anyway,
you
can buy some soap.
Get on my strength program if you're interested in improving your strength. You find all the links below. And remember, rate, like, and subscribe to this fucking podcast if you haven't already. Get us up. Get our rankings up.
Yeah. Guess a like, lad.
Great to see you, man.
Thanks.
Cheers.